Live. It's 3 o'clock. It says we're live, so there we go. Welcome from the Crossroads of America, a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in chat or by email at rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other good stuff down in the info below. So I'll get that taken care of. I must have caught everybody off guard today because I've only got 3 people in the chat so far, and I'm one of them. We got Jason Stewart, me, Rich White, gun-loving grandpa. Oh, that's 4. So there we go. That's it so far.
That goes to what we were talking about before. Yeah, you definitely ain't good at math, Rick.
No. So anyway, while we're waiting for people to come in, John Brown Productions is here. How you doing? I was what was I going to say? Oh yeah, somebody just mentioned here before pre-show that the meat skills and shit. It's that job, that profession has got me in the state I'm in now. And you want me to carry on punishing myself, So, that's a hard back-breaking job, meat cutting. It really is.
On defense of that comment, it's because you already had the skills, the equipment. So doing something else that you're going to have to pay to take classes or go somewhere and put energy and time into is going to be more of an expense when you're just trying to come up with a way to make some cash here or there. So lots of places hire simple jobs. I mean, not saying simple, but you can. There's things out there is all I'm saying. That isn't going to cost you an arm and leg to do. I mean, you might have to go buy a pair of pants or a dress shirt or something, but that's different than going to school for a year or something like that, or and buying a bunch of equipment.
Yeah, I mean, more like the bottom line is I'm going to have to. I've been saying it, but I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get rid of, the satellite TV and shit like that. I mean, I mean that's $100 right there a month. So
it's $100 you're paying to be brainwashed.
Absolutely, and I don't watch it that much. I don't watch it, and if I do watch anything, I record it. Then I fast forward through all the commercials. But was it last week I was talking about the Orange County Fiber sent me a thing and I said they're not even in this area? Well, they're it makes me wonder about them because their website says I'm not here, but I actually yesterday was Friday, right? I actually saw a van of theirs in the neighborhood. So they are around, so they must be coming to this area. But I looked.
Could be a personal thing. I mean, not that they're granted to stop or something, but maybe that company they are. Or maybe the guy lives down the street or sister does.
No. He was working. He was working. No, he was up at what's called a telegraph pole or whatever you call them. Outside doing
somebody slipped them a few $100 extra, huh?
But where I'm going with this is I looked. I mean, for my lousy internet that I have right now, right? Originally, it was $28 a month. Was it last month? They told me my my 2-year deal of $10 off a month is over, so now I'm paying $38 a month. But to get the basic fiber optic, the cheapest plan they have is $54. So that ain't saving me money. That's costing me more. So I doubt I'll all be getting it. So Anyway, I was just waiting for people to show up. Okay, who we got? Let's see, the Gun Snob's in here. MK Joe is in here. Midnight Range showing up. So people are starting to trickle in. Let me introduce my panel. I have Jason Stewart. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for the invite. Good to see you, buddy.
All right. And then we have New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep. Then we got Rich White. He must have stepped away for a minute.
No, I was muted. How's it going, guys?
All right. So there we go. That's my panel. I was saying like the topic I put in my thumbnail was I was reading an article, and what's it say? Gun maker Smith & Wesson grapples with low inventory amid record sales. And as I'm reading the article here, their sales are sales in the 3 months through July surged by 19.5%. Right? But they said luckily sales have slowed down during the summer, and it's given them a chance to replenish their inventory. And what they're trying to reach is an 8-week supply of firearms to go out to the distributors. And so that's I thought 8-week supply. I mean, it depends how many guns they sell. You know, it doesn't actually give you a number of actually how many guns they're actually selling. But
probably a lot of guns, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. 19% year over year to a record $274.6 million worth of firearms they sold. You know, so but they had at the moment they said their supply chain is holding up. They're not having any issues on that side, but they're not. But they said they can't rule it won't happen. That's why they want to have a minimum of an 8-week supply on hand, and they've only managed to get back to that because gun sales have slowed down a little this summer, this last couple of months. So I just happened to read the article, and I thought, well, I'll use that for a title, you know, for I don't hit straight off on politics or anything like that, you know.
But what they're not telling you is that 8-month supply is going to be all SDs.
It's going to be what?
All SDs, you know, the Sigma.
Yeah. You know, I just now I don't know what made me watch it. I mean, that I you know, because I watch a lot of YouTube. I go through there scanning things, and they recommend shit, and I look at that, and they recommended the Yankee Marshall one from the other day about about his best 1911 or something. And in it, he said that one of the best guns is made by a Nazi.
What's that? What?
He said one of the best. He said I'm not. He said he was talking about a gun, a 1911 that is made from stuff that meteorite. And it was made by
okay.
Right, and what made me watch it? Then the following one, because they recommended both of them. Then the following one was him making an apology because Cabot Guns contacted him and said, "What are you doing calling us Nazis?" Because they must have made a gun out of, a meteorite.
Yeah, they made the one that I believe Midnight Range made the video about a while back.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, then the Yankee goes, no. He said, I wasn't talking about Cabot guns. And he flat out came out and said, Jesse James is the Nazi. He come flat out and said it on his show.
Jesse James was a Nazi?
Well, you know, because that motorcycle, because he makes one-off 1911s now.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I was just making a joke.
Yeah, because
Jesse and Frank James were Nazis.
Yeah, because because a few years back there was a picture of him doing a Nazi salute, so that I guess that makes him a Nazi. I don't know. I don't know his political leaning, but he's got to be left because he's from California, you know. So,
yeah, but he lives in Texas now.
Well, he lives in Texas and he's a gun maker.
Yeah, so, but I don't know. Anyway, that I thought, all right, you just got your ass out of trouble with Cabot by apologizing. Now, I would imagine he flat out and said Jesse James is a Nazi. Right? I'm sure if Jesse James hears that, he's got him, hasn't he?
Jesse James will ride to Oregon and punch Yankee right in the nose.
Yeah. I haven't watched one of his videos in a while, and it just caught it because I like 1911. So that's originally why I watched it, because I wanted to see what he reckons were the. I mean, of course, he's talking to me high end. He's talking ones that are costing around $4,000 in his five best. You know,
not to go too far off, it just reminded me of a funny little story. Do you know the story about Jesse James when he came across somebody who knew that turned out to be a racist?
No.
He sent him a year's worth of subscriptions to Ebony magazine.
Mind you, the worst mistake he ever done was messing with what's her name, because I always liked her looks anyway. What was it?
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, to me, she was hot. You know, back in the day. But maybe I got weird taste. I don't know.
Yeah, she was a cutie. Still is.
You know? Oh.
Yeah, the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to the 1911 thing. Did you see Honest Outlaw's video that he did on the Taurus 9mm 1911 this past week?
No.
The thing had a 10-pound trigger in a 1911.
No, a 10-pound trigger.
In a 1911.
And a 9mm at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard them Tauruses got a rough trigger on them.
He said it's the second one he's had. He had one before that was a 45, and this one 9mm, and both of them were over 10 pounds on the trigger pull. That's insane for a 1911.
That is insane. Dang.
Well, what's bad is they produce it like that and don't know any better, when it could easily for the same price that they spend now, that could have a 5-pound trigger.
Well, you get one of the higher priced Taurus 1911s, and they have just as good a trigger as any other 1911. You get that cheap bargain basement one that competes with the Rock Islands, and that thing has a 10-pound trigger in it. There's no reason for that.
Actually, I got a Rock Island 1911, and that's got a nice trigger in it.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah, you get the basic government model in the Rock Island, you get the basic government model in the Taurus, and they're night and day with the trigger pull on those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I might actually try firing that 1911 mine next time I go shooting. Why it's still warm and my hands aren't hurting so bad. Because I mean, as heavy as it is, that soaks up a lot of the recoil. You know.
Yeah. Somebody in the comment section on I saw last videos said, I've never heard of a single action with the trigger pull that heavy. I was like, well, you've obviously never shot a Ruger LCP. My wife's a Ruger LCP had a 13-pound trigger on that thing. And that was a single action.
I tell you what, that oh hell, that Polish P64 that I got, that thing came with a hellacious trigger pull.
Yeah, those things are known to have heavy triggers on them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bought a lighter spring for it to make it easier, and it lightened it up quite a lot. So yeah, so there we go. Actually, that was a bit of it was a whatchamacallit spring that I changed out. The
hammer spring.
Was it a hammer spring I changed? Yeah. It's one of those springs in it. I think I changed both of them. I think I changed the hammer spring and the spring on the my mind's gone blank on me. I'm getting old and senile like old Joe. Oh God. Help me out here, guys.
What pistol is it?
This is all pistols have them. This is the P64. My knockoff PPQ. PPK, my James Bond knockoff. That's what it is.
Well, you got your hammer spring or your main spring.
Yeah.
Now you got a trigger return spring, and depending on what type of gun it is, there might be another spring associated with the trigger.
Yeah, well, anyway, whatever springs that I bought a kit that changed the weight of the trigger.
Might have changed the firing pin spring to adapt to the new trigger.
I know I did it, and it wasn't that difficult. I know that much. So I don't shoot the gun anyway because I got to get some new grips for it because I got to get a new grip that will. I found one, but it's just a matter of buying it. It's has a beaver tail on it because that thing gives me slide bite every time I fire the damn thing. So. Yeah, but I just bought it because it was a good deal. I thought at the time. But
it gives you side bite because you're not a petite little Polish officer in their military, Rick.
That must be it. Because it did. When I shoot the damn thing, when I finished, right, my hand's all scratched up here and red. Thing, you son of a bitch. And I tried holding it lower down, but it it just can't do it. Yeah, Yeah,
you hold it lower down and those things will flip on you.
Yeah. So anyway, that would. I why I don't sell it, I don't know. But I've got this thing in me that I've only. How many have I got? Is it 11 or 12 guns now? I think that's all. But I don't ever. I should. And I would say. My Taurus Model 85, which is a 38 special, I ain't fired that thing in 3 years. About the same for the P64. I ain't fired that in about 3 years. What other one? I haven't fired my. This is going to upset Jason.
Oh no, Beretta.
I haven't fired my Beretta in about 3 years. And
man, that's as bad as child abuse.
I haven't fired my. It's only a Maverick 88 shotgun, but I ain't fired that in 3 years. And I'm trying to think of what else.
In your defense, who can afford ammo to shoot anymore?
True, but what I'm saying is I haven't shot those, but I don't want to sell them. Any gun I buy, I want to keep it. I didn't buy guns to buy them, use them, and trade them off. But then again, if the economy keeps going like it is under this president, I might have to sell them to get some money. So.
Oh man, yeah. Don't even get me started on that. My wife's credit and my credit. We're in the process of buying a house. I'm sure you guys all know that by now. And we found one. We applied to get full financing on it, and we were turned down because our student loans were like, wait, what? Our student loans are good standing. What the hell are you talking about? And my wife called the company that handles her student loans, and we found out that in his first week in office, Joe Biden signed an executive order that put everybody's student loans in the country in forbearance. They're not being reported to credit unions as being paid on time. They're being reported as being in forbearance, which hurts your credit rating.
Bastard.
Man, that's screwed up.
Uh-huh.
The same one who can't pay, and he's going to pay off your student loan debt?
Oh, yeah. That's what he said.
Oh, gun loving grandpa just said in the chat, I have a brand new shotgun I've had for 3 years now, and I've never shot it. Now that's bad. At least I shot mine.
Yeah.
You know, that's bad. I mean, if you're going to buy a gun, at least shoot the damn thing at least once.
Yeah, right.
You know?
How are you going to know if you like it or not if you don't shoot it?
Yeah.
Well, I will be honest. I have a few brand new, unfired, but I'm just saving them to modify. You know what I mean? Just saving them for complete upgrades. I just ain't got around to it.
Berettas, I take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else would it be? It's either going to be a Beretta or a 1911. What are you talking to?
Yeah.
That's all he owns.
No, I got AR-15s. I got revolvers. I still got a SIG. I still got a SIG 320. I got lever guns, bolt action guns.
Who gave you the 320? Because we know you didn't buy it.
It's the M17. It's the Army version. I've actually had 2 P320s that I got rid of, just regular nitride black ones.
Now here's the question: were you following behind some National Guard guy and he just dropped it and you picked it up? Is that what happened?
Nope. That was the first one I bought. Actually, the 320s. I bought that M17.
Yeah, my wife
and it has been fired.
Yeah, my wife fell in love with the M18 at the Great American Outdoor Show last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. That I might go to it just for the gun show, but the NRA meeting's meant to be in Louisville next year in May. And Louisville is actually closer to me in Kentucky than Indianapolis was.
Oh yeah, it's close. It's closer here than what any of them have been lately.
Yeah, so I might go to it just for the. But do you have to pay if you're not a member to get in?
I don't know.
For what, the NRA?
Yeah,
I think you have to be a member to get in.
Oh God, I got to join.
Yeah, you can sign up there right at the door and pay to get in. So
it's what, 25 years for 1 year membership. So I mean, it's
I don't know. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
No, I
charging you to get in.
I might join again just to go.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way: how much is it normally going to cost you to get into a trade show that the public is allowed to go to, and then how much does it cost to go for the NRA show for all 3 days? Divide that cost by 3 and see which one comes out cheaper. I guarantee it's going to be the NRA show.
Yeah,
figure it that way.
Yeah, so that's more likely what I'll do. But I'm just saying it's closer for me to get to Louisville, Kentucky, than it is to go to my capital up in Indianapolis. You know, so I'd say I'm more likely to be going there next year. Pick up some swag. You know, see what's new. If COVID doesn't close it down again, you know, at this rate. So I said I was telling the guys before we went live I had to go to the doctor. I didn't have to go, but I mean everybody knows I call it borderline diabetic myself because my sugar averages 130, 135 when I test myself. You know, so mine ain't that bad. But anyway, he does my monthly, my 3 monthly A1C blood work, and I'll get a call Oh, well, Monday's holiday, isn't it? So I'll get a call more than likely Wednesday or Thursday with the results. And my A1C averages between the best I've had it down to is 6.1. And it did go up the last time to 6.2. So, I mean, even that's looking good for a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, where I was going with that, I went there for my 3 monthly checkup and all this shit, and it gives me the spiel on the vaccine again. Why I should take it. Because I'm a diabetic. I'm overweight. I'm in the age bracket. You know, I said, well, I still ain't putting it in my arm. I said, I don't care. I said, I take enough medication that you've given me. I said, none of them are experimental. They've been around for a while, you know, and that's why I take them. But I said, I ain't taking one that was experimental and is just, the Pfizer one's just been approved, which I think is kind of shady. I think there were some backhand deals going on there, you know, and it doesn't protect you from getting COVID. It does, and you can still be a carrier. So what is the point of taking it?
Long-term trials aren't even complete.
Yeah. Now they're talking about
how can
doing
it get approved?
You know? So I don't want, I mean, I just don't trust it. I want is there a list anywhere of actually what all the ingredients are that are in it? Because I would like to know. As Rich said, I won't be able to pronounce any of them. But
Not for you to see.
I can type them in and look it up. You know? What do you mean it has not been approved?
Yeah, I would be suspect of them telling you the truth if you did see the ingredients.
You know?
Yeah, most of those have like a little insert when you go to get your shot or things like that was with the packaging and the vial that will tell you what's supposed to be in there in some cases. But from the word, what's being heard in a sense that, like you stated off air or whatever, that they don't just hand it out everywhere. And these places, you're not really getting that information. So, yeah. So normally you can get an idea of what's in some of this stuff, but from what I hear, because I don't personally know, that's not the case with the COVID one.
Yeah. Oh, also, something Jason said, that all the medicine commercials we see on TV, they show you skipping through the park, doing being absolutely in perfect health. Then at the end it says you could have blood clots, heart attacks, maybe death, as a side effect. Now I see commercials on TV telling me that I should be taking the COVID shot, but I don't see him saying what my side effects are at the end of the commercial. Anybody notice that? And I thought it was law that they had to.
I don't know. They're doing whatever they want to do with this vaccine, man. Like I said, there's just something wrong when they're pushing it so hard and making it mandatory. It's not like they're suggesting anymore or trying to let you make a good decision because they're concerned about your health. They're wanting to force you and they're wanting to punish you if you don't. So, that's a big difference than suggesting this for my health.
Yeah. Oh, Kingpin says the shot that is going into people's arms is not approved. The shot that is approved, not one drop has been produced yet. I don't know.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I heard the same thing. Yeah. It's that they basically have a version that's approved, but it isn't even manufactured yet. So what are they going to do with all this liability-free doses they got out? They're going to try to flush it through. So it's kind of ironic that everybody mandates right now. Right now, you got to get it. We'll have all these doses just sitting there waiting. So, so that's one thing. If you're going to get it, I would be very skeptical which one you get, because one has liability protection, which isn't really its vaccine cord or whatever, and one doesn't. One is, it's like taking some shot from the sketchy guy around the corner. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Go on.
Actually found the ingredients for the Pfizer vaccine, according to the CDC. What's in it? mRNA, lipids, 4-hydrobutyl, anzinedlin, hexane, 6-1-dil,
It's on the site though.
Yeah.
Is this the approved or unapproved?
This is the one that they're giving out.
Well, yeah, but is that the FDA approved one?
No, this is
And
the
I
one.
assume-
This is the one that's being administered, whichever one it is they're administering right now. This is the.
All of them still.
But this is the ingredients that are in the. They have a list for all of them. What's in all 3 of the vaccines? Yeah,
Okay. I'll go to there and look them up.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the internal, and you can look it up.
Yeah. So. Okay. But it's. I mean, I think I sent you the video too, New York. That guy in Barbados, and he was saying that they've had, because you were saying about the vaccine, they've had one for 21 years now, a vaccine for it. So it's so it makes me wonder how come all of a sudden it's an emergency one.
That's not what I took from what I've seen, but I did just watch it briefly beforehand. So
yeah.
And either way, whether we want to believe it or not, it's it's one video we got from somewhere. So
yeah, but where I'm going,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm just skeptical of the whole thing, because like it's been said before, it's being rushed. I don't care who says what compared to all the other vaccinations, things like it's being rushed and heavy-handedly forced upon you. There's got to be some other reason to it. That's just my personal belief or something. But so crazy, whatever. It just don't add up. And then statistically, you're more. I mean, why aren't we focused on soldiers dying in the military? I mean, there's more of them a day than. I mean, there's so many. We've been through all this. It just don't add up. So everybody's free to do what they want to do. Just either run your life by Common Core math or use your head.
They're starting to push this back through again. I noticed today that my news is starting to report the number of new cases every day, the number of deaths every day. I've been saying it. They're preparing. They're gonna give us round 2. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, they got to do something for the election, so they can do the mail-in ballots. For 2022, they got to start. Shut the country down again.
Well, anybody going to believe that it matters? I mean, are they going to address the voting problem, or do we just not have a problem there anymore?
Well,
they're hoping we'll forget is what they do.
That's what they're hoping for.
So cross our fingers and hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But even that goddamn snake in the grass, the what's his name from Wisconsin, the ex Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. He said there was no fraud. Trump lost. But then he comes out and he comes out and said, was there shenanigans? Yes. Was there fraud? Yes. But was there enough to sway the vote on the president? And he goes, no. Because the reason he's coming out with this is because the Republican state legislation wants a forensic audit done on the 2020 election. So So some states haven't forgotten it. They're still looking into it. And wasn't there something in Georgia? Was it Georgia just the other day about the election? They, I think it was it in Georgia where they got something from the, where certain people. It had something to do with people getting hold of ballots and delivering them. And
ballot harvesting.
Yeah, problem is they got hold of the cell phone records, and they could, by pinging them wherever they went, they could find out these people went all over the place to pick up ballots, not just the assigned places they were meant to go. You know?
Well, hell, look in California. A couple weeks ago, they caught that ex-con with a bunch of ballots in their recall election.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What's being done though? I mean, you hear about it all the time. It pops up in the feeds, recalls, this and that, everything all over the place. But what's actually being done? What's going to change it for next time?
Because the media,
So, what? Yeah.
The media shuts it down. The media shuts it. The media doesn't advertise anything, and if there is anything, the media says it's a conspiracy. It never happened. You know, so I don't know. So, but
I can't prove one thing one way or the other as far as who should have won. I had my beliefs, but what I could prove in a sense is how they took my vote was done in a way for a supervisor to make a decision on my vote when there was no need to. So, and that came out during the hearings, basically with the batch files and the green button, because we were instructed to press it before, as we inserted our paper, which basically puts up a flag and says, put me in a certain file to be reviewed later, which can be swayed however they want to later. You can, so just the fact that you can do that, I don't trust the system right there. You shouldn't be able to. There was no issue. I was at my station. Everything went smooth like it was supposed to. That's just, how they instructed everybody through the line to do it. So just that alone, you shouldn't be able to screw with my vote. My vote is my vote. So, and then on top of that, even here in New York, I don't believe it. I don't believe the end results, but I can't prove that. But I can definitely prove they screwed with they could have screwed with my vote when they shouldn't be able to. So I don't trust the voting system. And so then everybody out there, you're just not going to vote? What's the point if they're going to do whatever the hell they want? Especially if now they can use your vote against you. How do you win? I mean, that's like being a naive guy going to a casino, going to say, I'm going to gamble my kids, college money away and become a millionaire. I mean, that's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they got to address the problem if we're going to take it seriously.
Well, it doesn't look like they are. It doesn't look like they are. I mean, and I can see. I mean, the way it looks right now is that 2022 elections, the Republicans should win everything back. The way things are going, but you can't guarantee it if they pull the same shit again. So.
Yeah, I mean, because we'd all thought Trump was going to win in a landslide. Even the Democrats told us that for 2 years. We can't beat Trump with the economy and the jobs and the American things are rolling well. We can't beat him. That's why we went through 2 fake impeachments, 4 years of accusations about this and that. And because they knew they couldn't beat him. And here, we thought this last one was going to be a slam dunk, and look what happened. So, man, I don't know. I don't trust it either. And like I said, they act like we need to forget or going to forget. We should bring it back up. Yeah. This whole next year, we should be pressuring our Republicans and the Democrats in our states, letting them know we want something done. about this election stuff, and not the
Worse
Democrats'
than that.
form of it, not their form of it of let's make it easier for us to rig it and call it the Secure Election Act. Not that bullshit. I mean, back to basics, bottom line, accountable ballots, things that can be recounted, rejudged. None of this electronic, none of this mail-in stuff. Let's get back to business. If you say
They
got
want to turn
60
around and
million
call you a
votes,
terrorist for
I
having
see
a
the
doubt.
60 million.
Just that alone.
Yeah, they wouldn't like me just for having this opinion, that's for sure.
That's right. You're a terrorist.
Doubting and questioning their authority.
Yeah. I read an article yesterday, at the January 6th mayhem. I refuse to call it an insurrection because I don't think it was. The guy with the horns and the paint all on him. Did you see that yesterday?
Yeah,
He pleaded guilty for refusing to listen to a police officer or some shit.
yeah, he faces 3.5 to 4 years in prison.
Yeah, but where I was going with this is that he's one of the ones that have spent 8 months in jail. Not allowed. What's the word I'm looking for? Bail.
Well,
He's been sitting in jail for 8 months. So, and another thing, is this another conspiracy? You see that 17 of the defendants, their lawyer has disappeared. That are 17 of how many are left in jail, their lawyer has disappeared. They can't find him.
Well, isn't it like four police officers there that day have all committed suicide?
Yeah.
That's a kind of a high number versus the ratio of average. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then also going back to Georgia.
A lot of.
Yeah, go on.
I was just saying there's a lot of information about that Horn guy too, which could be questionable in a sense that he may have been arrested, he may have been charged, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's in the same situation everybody else is. So again, no proof on anything like that, but there's more to that guy than what they're saying. I can state that much. How much more is questionable? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't looking at it that side. I was just looking at that he has spent 8 months in jail, like a lot of other people.
Yeah. So they say. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a strange. It is strange. I mean, but and that lawyer who represents 17 of the guys that are still in jail disappeared. I believe, if I read it correctly, he was the original lawyer for Rittenhauser. And you don't hear anything about him anymore either. So, Kenosha kid. Well, I mean, what's happened to that court case?
Yeah. Far as I know, I don't think it's gone to court yet. But you'll never hear any more about it. Because he'll be found, not guilty of anything and move on. The news can't have that story out there. They can't have that at all. So they used him in the moment, just like they used that hog kid and everything else. They used you for the moment to scream their little, cry.
Yeah, I mean they used
after that they got no use for you.
Yeah, they used the Floyd death as another, cry to get the people all worked up. So, anyway, but I'm saying is Georgia also a few months ago finally took 100,000 names off of their voting rolls that because either they had moved, died, or ineligible to vote. 100,000 names off of there. And theoretically, if I remember correctly, didn't Trump only lose that by 10 or 11,000 votes. You know, so it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. So I know it's 8 months on and I'm still going on about it, but there is something definitely just because no court case made it to the court, you know, they're all kicked out, doesn't mean it didn't happen. That's all I'm saying. So, oh well, there we go. Moving on. Because I don't want to rant and rave here about that. I can rant and rave about other shit too. You know, I mean, like right now, he's our beloved senile man in charge. Technically, is told the victims of the Ida hurricane that, you know, financial aid help is on the way. You will not be left behind. He actually said those words again.
Yeah, he said that to the same people in Afghanistan. So, I mean,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, where are the 81 million that voted for him?
yeah,
They're very quiet, aren't they?
Yeah, well, next week Biden will say the hurricane never happened.
Oh yeah.
It was Trump's
I'd
fault.
like to know why they're trying to stand in the way of private people trying to, you know, extract people.
Oh yeah.
Refusing, you know, going out of their way to contact other nations in a sense and tell them not to allow people to land and refuel or things like this if they're carrying our people out of there. Why is that? Why would our administration do that to our people? That seems a little strange. I don't know. This whole system's screwed up, man.
Yeah, even their website.
You guys still have faith in this shit. You're a damn fool.
Even the United States Department of State's website tells anybody left in Afghanistan to make arrangements, whatever, to get yourself out of there. But it actually says, do not rely on the United States government. Can you believe that shit in black and white?
Yeah. Well, did you see where the member of parliament said that Biden should be given a court martial for the way he handled Afghanistan?
Oh yeah, he should have been. He should have been. Also, he should be impeached for the goddamn phone call to the president of Afghanistan before he bailed, telling him to change the perception of the war, that they're strong and the government's holding together.
Hey. That phone call is a private conversation between two world leaders. We don't need to know anything about that.
I know that's what we're circled back to that said, wasn't it? You know, how does she sleep at night?
She's a snake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's unreal. I don't know how. Well, I know how Biden sleeps at night because he don't fucking remember anything he says or does. You know, because he's so senile. You can see in his eyes that he's senile, that he's not all there.
Yeah, you can tell an awful lot about him by his eyes. You can tell when he's pissed. You can tell when he's like dazed and confused. You can just tell. Yeah. You can tell when he's a liar too. It's very easy to tell when he's a liar.
He's been a liar for the 50 years he's been being a politician. You know, he really has. I mean, even now, I mean, he's so senile. I mean, we know he said he had his butt wiped. But when he turns his back and walks away, it looks like his butt does need wiping. It looks like he's, you know,
the presidential depends.
You know, so
my butt's been white. My butt's been white. Thanks.
Yeah. He's it's oh God, don't get me going.
Yeah.
I get irate over this shit.
I really would have loved to have been able to understand what the reporter asked him. You know, with the helicopter sound in the background, he couldn't tell what the reporter asked him, and he said, "My butt's been wiped." I would have loved to know what the question was, so that was the answer.
Yeah, well.
So somebody called a march on D.C. Peaceful march per se, but yeah, we're gonna go down there and bitch about all this, what would you guys do? Would you guys go, or would you have to work?
I mean, if I could afford it, I'd go. But we're more likely to be arrested as terrorists to stop. We'll actually be stopped from doing it. You more likely won't be able to get
Maybe,
a permit.
but
I don't know. I don't know if something could be organized. I'd go. Well, yeah, things were learned from the last time. So what if this one's like 10 times bigger? You know, maybe we can go down there and really get our voices heard this time. You know.
and they try to set it up just like the 6th, but everybody knows that. So people work together, try to get the truth out. I mean, would you guys go, or would it be the same as always? And half people can't make it because of this or that or what? Where is everybody's heart at this point? That's what I'm trying to ask.
And
is it time?
I would go, but then again, see, I don't work. So I would go if I could figure out a way to do it. I'd be there.
It's honestly, if you can't endure some hardship, then you kind of deserve what you get. Honestly, that's why we're where we're at. We got to do something different, folks.
Yeah, you're right. And problem is, we're not doing anything different. Nobody is doing. It doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere. Even on that
playing the
side,
same game and expecting different results.
Yeah, not only on that sort of political side of it, even on the Second Amendment shit, we don't seem to get anywhere. And everybody seems to be relying, hoping the Supreme Court's going to change it all. I don't know. I'm not. I don't. I mean, you got to count Roberts out. It's not going to be a 6-3 vote. At the best, it's going to be 5-4 if they're all voting that way. But you can't trust them. You can't trust them. The ones that are meant to be constitutionalists. So I don't know. And actually, on the 27th of September, they've got 4 more cases going into their monthly conference or weekly conference to say whether they're going to pick it up, deny it, or carry it over to the next conference. There's 4 more cases sitting there. So we'll see. I think they need to do a Second Amendment one, and they might, but be prepared for it not to go in our favor. We might not hear the answer we want. So be prepared for that. So that's all I'm saying. But I think then again, I'm a conspiracist. Because I said that. Who did I say that? I said it to the doctor yesterday. I said they might force me to take it. He goes, well, how are they going to do that? He goes, because I said, well, I said Medicare pays my bill that I'm here for my appointment today. I said, and I'm on Social Security disability. I said, yes, it's a way out chance that it might not happen. But they could do something like that. Well, we're going to, your medical benefits, we're not going to pay anything until you get the jab. What's stopping them from doing that? He's forcing federal employees to get vaccinated. The military's got to get vaccinated, but then you sign on the dotted line, you are actually practically government property, So I don't know. You're all very silent here and just letting me ramble, making a fool of myself.
I agree on that. Government property, you sign in, you can expect to deal with a lot of crap you probably wouldn't normally. That's kind of what you sign into. I think people basically have an idea of what you're getting into, or at least your recruiter should have gave you a handbook that you could have read or something and realized, you're going to be in an assembly line of shots. But honestly, I kind of see this as different because everybody knows it's political, and now you're screwing with my body for political shit or whatever. Like it's too fast. There's just a lot of flags with this. And then so I can see the kickback, honestly. And then that's where it comes down to where's your heart at with it. A lot of soldiers have strong beliefs. It's not all personal gain why people join. Sure, some cases that's the case, or you might even have been court ordered, they're out of jail. Or you might be trying to get your citizenship. There's a lot of different reasons people get in a sense, but at the core of a lot of people is a value system. So, and I can understand people, not wanting to do that under these circumstances. If it came about differently, I don't think it would have been such an issue. But the way it's been rolled out to everybody, I can see it being a dilemma for people. So it's a tough choice to make.
Yeah, here's one for you to throw a can of worms in here. Is the vaccine thing, right? I hear people saying, well, it's my choice. It's my body, what I want to put in it. Right? Where I'm going with this is, but people who are, how can I word it? Who don't think, abortion, right? They're anti-abortion, And if a woman says, well, it's my body, my choice, and you go, no, that's a living human being. You can't do that. What in the hell's the difference? You're saying you're not going to take the shot because it's my body, my choice. But if a woman if a woman doesn't want a baby, some people go up in arms and go, oh my God, how can you kill a baby? And she goes, well, it's my body, my choice. What's good for one has got to be good for the other. Am I making sense?
Yeah, but the left doesn't like that argument when it comes down to this COVID shot.
Yeah, I know they don't.
Yeah, they don't want to be confronted with common sense or anything.
No. We're more divided today than we were 8 months ago. This country, it is. It's become them against us type deal now.
That's because they started it, right? It came after us.
What do you mean? Am I kidding? About what, Kingpin? Now I'm just throwing a can of worms in there, being a devil advocate type thing, trying to get some conversation going here. But we don't have to talk about it. It's just something I was thinking about since everybody's gone so quiet on me. Even the chat's gone quiet. So anyway, it's 4:00, so I can start winding it up because we're slowing down on things to talk about. You guys can talk about. You guys got another subject, we can bring it up. So.
Did you see what happened to that John Schneider, Bo Luke from the Dukes of Hazzard? His house got hit by the hurricane. He had like 3 of them General Lee cars. Like one is on the roof of a 2nd-story house. One's way up in the air off the ground in a tree, and the other one's laying on the ground for trees smashed it. He got everything he's got's destroyed. And he's out on the road collecting supplies and taking relief funds to people over in Tennessee and working back and forth. And he was on TV and he said, so what about his house? So what? He goes, life goes on just because a tree fell on my car. We got people here in real danger with rivers cresting and flooding at all time stages and stuff. Said he ain't got time to worry about his stuff. So he's a pretty stand-up dude.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, did you see a couple of weeks ago he put out a video in favor of the Second Amendment and stuff, telling people to get out there and defend your rights and stuff. Yeah, he's a pretty stand-up guy. He's one of the few that's been in Hollywood that hasn't gone completely cuckoo insane.
Yeah, he's got YouTube stuff. I subscribe to him on YouTube, and he's got videos all the time. Pretty good videos. A lot about our current times. Now and then, a little bit. He's trying to promote or sell one of his movies or shows, but he's got a lot of good things to say and smart things to say about what's happening in our times. Believe it or not, just a few minutes. He doesn't ramble too bad, but. Yeah, he's out helping other people, and his property and his cars and everything, they're destroyed, man. And he was like, "Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me at all."
Yeah. Oh, Kingpin.
Sounds like.
I was saying Kingpin in the chat. Because he's putting there, "Are you kidding?" And I said, "About what?" And he goes, "Killing a baby and the Rona shot." I was just trying to make conversation, get a topic going. But it didn't work. So I'm moving on. So I letting Kingpin know. So, all right, what were you going to say in New York?
I was just going to say, it sounds like that guy's doing what anybody should do. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Stand there for 8 months or whatever till the insurance check rolls in crying? And, get off your ass and do something. What else are you going to do? I guess in a sense, I don't know. It seems like the guy's getting commended for doing what we should do anyway. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but with disasters, that's usually when people come together and try to help people out. So, in a lot of cases, and where you see boundaries break down and this and that, and why not help somebody else in that situation? I mean, it's just, I don't know. Just seems, I guess, weird or whatever. Like the guy's getting a pat on the back for doing what you should do any damn way. But just my opinion. I don't know.
He's getting the pat
it's like how they always call an officer a hero for saving, a baby out of a burning house or something. Like, if any individual capable knew there was a baby and saved, that's what you're supposed to do. I don't understand. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I agree with you. So, it is what we're meant to do. But it's got, because the American person, and I'm guilty at times, I'm not going to deny that, is you somebody else to do it, or the which should be terrifying to hear, but is when the people show up and go, "We're the government. We're here to help."
We're doomed.
Yeah,
Well, the old couple I helped load cabinets in their truck yesterday, help wasn't coming apparently from the store, so somebody had to offer it. So, it's kind of a dickhead move just to walk by with the guy hunched over in his cane and his wife trying to haul 3 cabinets in no little pickup. So, it's just the thing to do. No pat on the back needed,
Yeah. Oh, I understand where you're coming from, but Kingpin says, "Now, come on, Rob. The guy's house is destroyed, and he's out helping other people, not himself. No one would blame him for taking care of himself first." I think he's trying to get you riled.
No, he's also right.
Yeah.
The dude's not just like there at home. He's like going to other states with like truckloads of supplies for the people that's really getting hit hard and everything. You know what I mean? He could have stayed home and worried about his own property, but he was out helping people. And a storm hit his stuff, and he came home. His stuff's all destroyed. He loaded trucks back up, and he's headed back out to help the people again. You know, so like he's doing things that like he doesn't have to do, but like maybe our government and other people should be doing. But there's no time to wait. Somebody has to do it now, and he recognizes help needs to come now. Not talking about it or calling somebody to get done. The help needs now. So like he was very involved with things. Like every minute counts, every second counts. The clock's ticking. There's people in need, and he said America's got to unite together and put aside all this bullshit and all this BS that comes from the news and dividing us apart. We got bad times right now for our people, the fighting Mother Nature, and we need to come together and help people.
Yeah. Oh, Kingpin wants to know, is your house on the water, Rob? Or wasn't it that bad out where you live?
No, my place wasn't underwater. So I know some years back there were some pretty significant floods. But didn't get my place. And yes, I was out working and helping.
Well, there you go. There's the man. We didn't have any. I don't think we even had any rain here.
No,
yes, we did. I apologize. We had a little when that was sort of like coming through. Then you got. We sort of got, sort of like way out there, scattered shower or something from it.
Oh, we had
that it was dragging along with it, with the wind.
Yeah, we had a steady 2.5, 3 days worth of rain.
Oh no, we didn't have that here. We're like, I think we had the evening. I think it was in the evening it came. And that was it.
Yeah, you got the outer bands as it went up the East Coast.
Yeah.
Went through Louisiana and came and made a beeline for the East Coast.
Yeah. So, I haven't mentioned today, if anybody's interested, that the R&L display back there, where my AR is hanging on the wall. And it also has, if you would watch Caliber Corner this morning, he had his on the table stand, which is the one sitting on top of my tool chest behind me there. And but you get them at rnldisplay.com. In the checkout, type in Rick's Life and get 15% discount. There you go. Just thought I'll just mention that if anybody's interested. I think they're great. To me, it looks like my my AR's just floating, suspended in space there, which I think is pretty cool.
Kingpin says that in Baltimore they had 2 days worth of rain every 2 hours.
Yeah. We didn't have much.
It was just steady.
I drove around the down through the old country lanes, the old gravel roads, and I was expecting for them to be flooded out or trees blowing over, but nah, there was nothing. The Mitchell Creek was running full blast. It was overflowing, but it wasn't coming on the roads or anything. But that was about all. That's about all we had going on here. So, thankfully for that. So, by the way, for anybody who's in here, the prize packages for the last 2 or 3 goes, or the last month, I mailed them on Friday, and not thinking Monday, post office is closed, so you're more than likely going to get them to midweek at the earliest, or towards the end. I just want to let you all know that they went out. So there you go. And the quiz for next Saturday, the 11th. I think it's the 11th. Yes. Where is it? Here it is. my question was, I used it once before. I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe, or 3 years ago. I used it once before, and what I wanted to know is what was special about the firearm used in the film Matrix, and I wanted to know the Agent Smith. I want to know what firearm he carried in the movie. So that's it. I want to know what was special about the firearm in the Matrix, and what firearm did Agent Smith carry in the movie. Email me at rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Yeah. So so you got to think about that one. So I'm not so much on what Agent Smith was carrying, but the other question. So anyway, so that's that. So get them into me, and oh yes, and what it is a couple of patches plus the sealed Firearm Inventors playing cards. That's the prize. And also, Gun Loving Grandpa, if I remember, I think he said he put up one of those steel 6-inch targets as well for a prize. So there you go. That will make you even look into the question even better.
Yeah, if that's one of those ones like what Clover gives away on his Patreon, those are nice. I got 3 of those myself.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 steel targets in the back of my truck. That I had 2 brand new ones, and I gave them to my friend who I go shoot in his backyard now. I gave a couple of those. I gave 2 of those brand new ones to a friend of mine.
Yeah,
hang up in his backyard.
These are a nice heavy target. I don't have anything to do with them right now because I don't have anywhere to hang them up. But
it's high caliber targets, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got 4 of those.
Yeah, they're nice heavy steel. You cock somebody in the head with this thing, they're gonna know it.
Yeah, I've got these little black hooks that hook into those rings, and what I done was I took electrical conduit, cut it. I cut it into 6 5-foot pieces. I only need 5 pieces. I got the crossbar that has these. There's a name for it. You can buy them online. Has a ring with a sort of like a upside down J, goes across the top bar, and I got those up there. Then I got and those targets where the holes are line up with those, and I got 4 of those, and the legs of the fiber, you drop a thing down there. Anyway, it holds itself together. I can't think of the name of it. It's a system, target system. I've seen it. I bought it online. I think it didn't cost much, but I just went and got the electrical conduit, and that's what I used for the stand. So I've only used it about twice. Then I started shooting over my friend's house, so I haven't used it in a while. I might actually just ask him or put it up there in the backyard and leave it there. That's where I do most of my shooting now. So, yeah, I think that's what I will do. Yeah. And why not? Give us something to shoot at. Yeah, they're like shepherd's hooks, but I'm trying to, but it's hard to explain, but they're on the 4 legs on the end of a cross piece is actually a round. It's got a round hole ring with a with a stem on it, and the stem goes down. You put 2 on each side. and the stems go in the leg, spread them out, and it holds it up on each side. So it goes up and collapses in minutes. So. And all I did was, because I was having trouble holding it up, because this was before I had my hip done. I was having trouble. So I actually drilled a hole through the legs and put a nail through there to stop the thing from slipping out. It's hard to explain what I did, but I made it all work. So, but I said I only used it twice, then I started going shooting down my friend's house. So anyway, that's it. I'm just rambling on. I'm getting hungry. Cats are getting hungry. I'm having an actual salad today, believe it or not. I'm debating whether to chop up ham to put on top of it or cheese. I'm leaning towards ham because, I don't like. I normally sprinkle vinegar on top of mine. Personally, I love to have Italian dressing on it, but Italian dressing is kind of fattening. So I'm trying to lose weight because what I didn't mention when I went to the doctors, in the last 3 months, I ain't lost a goddamn ounce. I weighed the same this time as I did last time I was there, and it's upsetting me. Because normally I've been losing 2 or 3 pounds every time I went. So.
Stop exercising?
No, I'm exercising. I think I'm just eating. I need to cut out some of the shit I'm eating down at Deb's Diner in the morning. Just stick with scrambled eggs or something like that. What?
What have you done for exercise? Last I heard, you were, the mailbox was the goal.
Oh, I walked down the end.
I assume you nailed that.
I walked down the end of the street. Hey, I exercised when I went shopping. I went to Walmart, and I walk all around the damn thing. I get me a shopping cart and walk around. I tell you, time I get back to my truck, what hurts the worst is my calves at the bottom of my legs. My calf. Oh man, they're absolutely. It feels like they're throbbing by the time I get back to my truck after shopping.
So you haven't plateaued, have you? Where you've hit this marker and that's where you're at this point. You're not going any further. Are you still pushing yourself to do more?
No, that's what I haven't done.
Well, that's probably the problem.
Yes.
Because it's a combination. It's you can't just half-ass it. So get your shit together, Rick.
Yeah. But hey, Guns and Barbecue, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
All right. Well, I was just winding it up, be honest with you. But good you can show up. What's new?
Nothing. Just school starting again. Kids' activities start. Football, cheer, all that fun jazz. So.
Oh yeah.
Staying busy with the kids.
Yeah. Oh, they here in Indiana they went. Crawford County, which is where the next county over. It's about 6-7 miles down that road to me, and their school started, but then they went last week. They went back to virtual learning because of COVID.
Yeah, they're talking about doing that here in PA, but they've actually got it scheduled where I think they're talking about shutting down in November or something. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. We're going to actually schedule the shutdown because we know right when this is going to be in full swing, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, here in DuBois County, where I live, that they're still going to school because the school bus goes past my front window at 3:30 every afternoon. I see it. I see it in the morning too, but normally I haven't got my my blinds open because the bus comes through here around 7 o'clock in the morning. But around 3:30, I see the bus coming by every afternoon when I'm home, and I'm home most afternoons. So we're still going to school here in DuBois County, but we've gone from red back down to orange now on the COVID Indiana chart, whatever they use to come up with these damn things. But nobody seems to be paying attention to it. So Kingpin says as soon as the schools get their money, they're going to shut down. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Run by the corrupt unions, unfortunately. Back in the day, unions were a good idea, but today, a lot of them are corrupt, unfortunately. But that's my opinion. So,
I agree to that about the unions.
Yeah.
Good idea in the beginning, safety laws, things like that. Now it's just gotten kind of out of control.
It's like anything else. Somebody stays in there long enough, they get corrupt, like politicians. They get corrupt with that power and stuff. They don't want to let go. Hey, G23, you just got here. I was telling everybody I mailed all the prizes off yesterday. So
unions have been corrupt for decades, possibly going on a century or more, depending on what union you're talking about. So I've been an anti-union my whole life. So
yeah. Anyway, that's and G23 I believe's got a show this afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern. The only time zone that matters, I believe. I think that's what he said this morning on Caliber Corner. See, I watched it this morning. And now I got to do a show again next Saturday because Caliber Corner, I think he's cheated on me because now he's up to 202 shows and I'm on 203. I don't think I've missed that many. So I don't know how he caught up with me. I really don't.
There's one episode of Caliber Corner that's actually on my channel.
Oh.
No, there actually is.
Oh, yeah?
Travis was having issues one weekend and he couldn't get the StreamYard or the chamber to work, so I hosted it on my channel.
Oh, okay. All right.
We called it the Lost Episode.
Yeah, they found a suitcase of episodes underneath the table.
Yeah. But I remember there was one point where when he was moving from one town to the other, there was 2 or 3 weeks he didn't do one. So I don't know how he caught up with me. That's what I'm saying. I think if we go back and look at all his numbers, I think you find he might have skipped 1 or 2. Like he went from 197 to 201 not on purpose. Just lost track of what he was.
As they say, don't sleep on the Travi.
Yeah. But so now he's pushing me because I started before. I remember I started my show. At least a good month and a half before he started his. That's what I'm saying. I had at least 4 or 5 weeks on him when we first started. I'm only messing around. I don't care, But what's this thing? I noticed that he said episode 202, season 4. Do I need to start putting seasons on mine now?
I don't.
Nah.
Because I would be in season 4 too, because I'm at 203.
That's a lot like www.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about leaving the number off because I've been doing it. I said I'm up to 203. Do I really need to put that on there? I just put it on there because I've been doing it for so long, out of habit, than anything else.
Yeah, Caliber Corner number 107 is over on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to number them. I mean, you just got to. Or if something happens with YouTube or a video, you'll just be searching by dates then. So you need to just keep numbering it, keep track of things easy. Because, what if they say, this video we're holding, or you have to, request something or whatever on something. It's good to have an actual name where you could look it up really easy.
Oh, Travis P11's in here. Yeah, how did you get to 202, Travis? I started at least a month and a half before you did. So how in the hell did you catch up with me? I'm on 203. Oh, I'm just messing with you, by the way, anyway. But I watched Caliber Corner this morning. I'm one of those that sit there. I don't say anything in the chat, very rare. You know? But I watched it because it was on reloading this morning. You know? And, hell, nothing I could put in that you guys didn't cover. You know? Except I'm a Lee man through and through. So. Rick's life, as I say it, King said, you took a bunch of time off like 1 or 2 years ago. I don't remember taking a bunch of time off. I've taken a week off here and a week off there. You know?
I just threw the link out there for the lost episode of Caliber Corner for anybody that wants to go back and watch that episode. Yeah. I think we were talking about 350 Legend on that episode.
Yep, Rick likes to take hiatus and go run around gallivanting.
You know, I mean, I took Wednesday, I didn't do a show this past Wednesday for the simple reason, 2 reasons, basically. And in some ways, I'm glad what happened because I'm getting burnt out, to be honest with you. So, but what happened was a friend of mine asked me if I could follow him over to this town before he could drop his car off and drop his car off, and bring him back. And I said, yeah, no problem. I said, what time? He said, at 5-ish. Well, I know my show didn't start at 7, but I wasn't sure how long I was going to be or anything. And since I knew I wasn't doing the show, when I got him back home, we just stood around and bullshitted for an hour and a half. Yeah, you can jump in, Travis. Anybody send him a link? Or he should. I mean, my link's the same as it is. I never change the link. It's the same every week. So, so there we go. But anyway, that's why I didn't have one on Wednesday. But I know I have missed. I would say in the 4 years, I've missed maybe 5 or 6. I would say all together. So Travis might have caught me up.
Yeah. I just forwarded him the link.
Give you a pass.
You're getting distracted eating all these salads.
What?
It's New York's fault. You're eating all these salads now, getting distracted by salad all the time.
Yeah.
I forwarded him the link and Ethan sent them the link. So
appreciate it.
Give him a pass on that because at least he was out helping somebody else. That's a lot better than I just didn't feel like doing it today.
Hey, Travis. Same as it is. I never change the links. The same every week.
Yo, what's going on, man?
So, not much. How about yourself?
Well, I know every time I turn your show on,
I didn't have one on Wednesday.
Every time I turn your show on, I'm like the center of controversy. So,
who's got the YouTube running?
Yeah, the show's muted, running in the background.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, no, I was just talking smack. It seems like every time I turn your show on, I just come home from the range and I'm the center of some controversy. It's either I don't have the R&L display stand out, or somehow I'm fitting the numbers of episodes, or there's a couple. There's a couple that got pushed over to GunTube because we were showing either like gun manufacturer or 80% lowers or ammo. We were showing how to make ammo, and that was the time when 100 episodes ago when YouTube was going after videos that were showing manufacturer.
Yeah.
And so we pushed the 3 reloading episodes over to GunTube. So that's why you don't see them in the lineup. So that's the only thing I can think of. I know you're just kidding and shit, but I'm just like, oh man, no, I've done on every. And then we did have a time where I went to Mondays from Saturday for 6 months what was the reason why? Oh, because my wife had moved to Lincoln. And so I was leaving on Friday nights and I didn't want to do a show Saturday morning. So I switched to Monday. And then I think I might have had a couple months off when I was super busy with, I don't know what the hell was going on. I had something going on.
I know.
Yeah.
I was only joking about it. But
no, I know. I don't really care. I was like, I
watched Caliber Corner
Yeah.
in the mornings when
Yeah,
I'm setting myself
stood
up for my show.
Yeah, I stood up for your number count because the one episode's on my channel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
107.
Rich, what was the reason I couldn't do it? So you took over? Was that what it
No,
was?
you were having technical issues.
Yeah, the internet completely dumped at my house like 2 minutes before I was supposed to go live. Yeah. Anywho, so I just got back from the range, so I'm just getting ready to clean up my rifle here real quick. I thought I'd hang out for a while. What are you guys talking about?
Well, you name it, we talked about it.
Well, I know that, but I mean, what's the something
conspiracy theories to
oh, I'm part of those?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's fine.
I want to know what truck or what vehicle Travis is going to go with.
Dude, I might wait a year and get an F-150 Lightning because they're faster than pretty much everything in production right now, and they're going to be about the same price. So I don't know, man. It's really rough right now. I can't make up my mind.
You going electric on us?
I get an F-150 Lightning. Those are looking pretty sweet. The new ones that they're going to come out with this year or next year.
I don't know, man. You might want to.
I'm not really a Ford guy, but
you might want to make sure that they don't use any weird front ends or anything like Snob found out with his Dodge, because he got the Dodge Renegade, the pickup or whatever they call it, the top of the line Dodge Ram pickup or Ram pickup. It's not Dodge anymore. Excuse me.
Well, the TRX I think is the one of the most expensive ones. That's got the supercharged V8 in it and stuff.
Yeah. He's got it begins with an R, but it's the top.
It might be the Rebel,
top of the line thing. Yeah, it might be the Rebel.
Yeah,
but, he had one of the parts break on the front end or something hit it or something, and he was looking for a new front end for it, and none of the standard stock Dodge, excuse me, I keep wanting to say Dodge, the standard Ram front ends fit it.
Well, and there's a problem now too with new vehicles. New vehicles are getting totaled out a lot faster because they can't get parts for them. So the insurance company's like, well, we can't get fenders and hoods. We're just going to buy it back. So now you got to go get another car, because of the lack of parts that are out there, just because of shortage of everything,
Yeah. But my warning to anybody that's looking at one of those, like the Ford F-150, whatever I can't remember what they call their special sport model,
Well, it's not the Raptor. This is the electric one. Yeah.
Anybody who's looking at like the Raptor or the Rebel or the what is it? The Z? Is it still the Z71 with Chevy? But
well, that's just a trim package and suspension.
Yeah.
But
yeah, make sure they use a standard front end, because you may find yourself looking for a front end and not able to find one.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, before we, I was about ready to wind it up, Travis, before you came in.
Oh no, it's all good, man. Yeah,
But I want to mention again about the R&L display. That I got my one is on the wall there that comes with it. Then I said the table model or desktop model is the one sitting on top of my toolbox right there. If you watch Caliber Corner this morning, he had his on display in the back there.
With pride, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is, if you want one of those, when you at the checkout, type in Rick's Life and get 15% discount. So there you go. All right. Anyway, I'm going to wind this up. Jason, you got any shout outs or plugs?
No, man. Thanks for the invite. Good to see y'all, man. And, enjoy your holiday weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. All right. New York Outcast, you got anything?
No, nothing really. Thanks for displaying those guys. So state that. So they look great there. Every respectable channel should have at least one. So absolutely. I do appreciate it. Other than that, eat a salad and think for yourself, folks.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us and have a great evening.
Yeah, I do want to add they're made in the USA too, by the way. So there we go. Rich, you got anything?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing a show or not this week, because I've been a bit under the weather. If you guys want more information, I'll tell you after the show. But if we do, there may be a wrestling show tonight at 9:05 p.m. Eastern, the old TBS time model of doing things, where they were 5 minutes behind everybody else. And then tomorrow night, if I'm feeling up to it, there will be This Week Unloaded. That'll be at 8:30 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and both of those will be on the Unlimited Media channel, the same channel where you can find Caliber Corner number 107, the lost episode, if you're interested in going back and watching that episode about the 350 legend.
Absolutely, brother.
That's all right. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at G23. He's put the R&L display link up there with use code G23 on my own channel. You're using your code.
That's no Bush League, bro. I'll tell you what. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I mean, yeah, hey, you should have wrote my code in there. You know, Rick's life. So
exactly.
Yeah.
His
Use the code J for free shipping.
Yeah, his excuse is that his is only G23, so it's shorter, it's less typing.
Yeah. All right, Guns and Barbecue. You got anything?
Got the barbecue chat tonight.
What time's that?
9:30 Eastern. Probably just going to be me, maybe TPC will jump in. Last I knew, Two Live Moo is upstate with his dad, so he's got some pretty bad signal to try and jump in tonight. So probably won't have Moo on there. And just want to encourage everybody to go watch that interview that I did with Brooke Cheney. She was an absolutely incredible guest. So thanks for having me.
No problem. Appreciate it. And Travis, you got any plugs or anything?
Yeah, no, I just wanted everybody to check out the channels around this panel. I want you guys to go over there, like and subscribe. They got a lot of great content. And I appreciate you letting me stop by. So it's all good, man.
No problem. I appreciate you stopping by. It's nice to have somebody, you know, one of the big stars stop by my little show here. You know,
oh, man, I just enjoy doing what you guys do and just living the dream, man.
Yeah. So all the Travis people, subscribe to my channel.
Travi Collective.
Yeah.
Yeah, the premier source for reviews on everything. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So that's it, guys. I want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it in the chat there, spending your Saturday afternoon with me. And we'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So I will see you all then. Good afternoon, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sabrina.
Bye, Sabrina.